Stilts, along with Hubie Brown. This is Bob Neal. Welcome to the Magic Kingdom, to the O-Arena in Orlando, Florida, home of the defending Eastern Conference champion, Orlando Magic. Tonight, in the semifinals of the Eastern Conference, Game 1 against... Oh, this place can be loud. The O-Arena in Orlando, Florida, home of the Magic. They love them in Central Florida. Eastern Conference Semis, Game 1. Here's the starting matchups.
Well, you're going to see that all of the positions are matched up regularly. But because of so much double teaming, you'll see plenty of rotations and a ton of three-point attempts.
Let's go to Kevin Kiley. Kevin, we mentioned that Craig Elo's out for the Hawks. What is the story?
Well, the story is, Bob, that Craig Elo has had migraine headaches before, but never so bad that he had to miss a game. He is back at the hotel. Both team doctors, Orlando and Atlanta, have looked at him. Prognosis, nobody knows whether he'll be ready for the next game. Injury report for Atlanta. Koncak and Brian Shaw both have tendonitis. Koncak in the Achilles tendon, Brian Shaw in the shooting wrist. They have had a rest. They are not much better. They're both still about 80%. Not expected to be better before they get a long rest in the offseason. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Kevin. It's significant as you look at Shaquille O'Neal, averaged 21 points a game in that Detroit series and played great. And he'll be matched up against Christian Laettner. It's significant, Hubie, that Craig Elo won't be there. He averaged 13 points and was a key player for Atlanta versus this team in the regular season.
Yeah, mainly, Bob, because he was the key guy off the bench, and he was knocking in threes at over a 50% rate. So, naturally, that is a major loss.
And the opening tip goes to Atlanta. Stacey Augmon controls our officials tonight. Joe Crawford, Bennett Salvatore, and Ronnie Nunn underway. Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals from the O-Arena. Christian Laettner to Mookie Blaylock, 10 on the shot clock. Steve Smith wants a three. Drew nothing but glass. Rebound, his first of the night, to Shaquille O'Neal. Nick Anderson finds the defense lax. Penetrates the paint. It's 2-0 Orlando.
Big key at the defensive end of the floor for Orlando. Take care of your defensive board and try to get to the perimeter shooters. Get a hand in the face.
Mookie Blaylock with the penetration. Grant Long, it's tied at 2.
Mookie Blaylock off the dribble is a big problem for Orlando. He gets into the paint and then finds free people.
Shaquille O'Neal, nearly 7 rebounds a game in that Detroit series to his 21 points. Missed the jump hook. Laettner gets his first board.
Well, you can see the way that Laettner played him the first time. They're going to try to keep him out of the painted area and force him away for the jump hook. Cut down on the dunks.
Steve Smith has found a new home that he loves in Atlanta. Pass to Augmon.
Wow.
And Augmon gets the jam on the baseline with a whirling dervish move. 4-2 Atlanta.
Bob, when he did that spin move, he went by Penny Hardaway so quick. Penny was still standing at the same spot when he dunked it.
Shaquille, you can see the difference in the size. 235 goes Laettner. Shaquille at 315. If he gets it down that low and backs in, he can have that jump hook all night.
Oh, absolutely. What you're saying is, I'm going to force you to shoot over the top of me. Right now, I'm not going to foul you because I need to stay in the game.
Grant Long, blocked by Shaquille. Long took it right into his face, and Shaquille waved it off. Dennis Scott, 3D. This time, Shaquille from behind Christian Laettner, and the foul.
Yeah, that's tough. See, if you're going to foul him, you have to get him before he gets the ball up high. And that foul was on the top of his head. So naturally, he just takes you right to the rim. Now, this is the Shaq coming in. You can see Laettner, he's doing a nice job. He's up in there as best he can. But we're talking about a size difference of at least 4 inches plus the weight.
Shaquille 11 of 25 from the free throw line. That's 44% coming in, but he knocks that one down to convert the 3-point. Magic lead it by 3. 9:49 to go. First period. Laettner. I was about to say pretty good ball handler. He good feet before he fell down. Driving into the paint. Here's Hardaway on the run. Stolen by Grant Long. Nice job. Pass ahead. Laettner better get there quickly. Laettner lays it in before Anderson can get there. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, Laettner was rewarded that time because he did not cross half court. The thing that you have to remember about the Hawks, they're 3rd in the league in forcing turnovers, 17 a game. So you know you must protect the basketball, don't get cute. because if you give them easy baskets on the fast break and then give them easy baskets on second shots, you're in trouble.
Like how easy that was. Shaquille missed the jump hook from about a foot, but then caught the ball and rammed it back, and that's how easy it'll be if the Hawks don't double.
Bob, he did that up over the top of Christian Laettner like it wasn't even there.
Steve Smith wanted to go in for the dunk, but drew the foul. And speaking of dunk, watch the follow by Shaquille O'Neal.
Now just keep an eye on this. Now once he goes up for the shot, how quickly he recovers. See, there's the shot. Now, see, Laettner turns, boom, up in your face. See, you can't do that. If he's going to shoot, you've got to take yourself out of it by getting into his chest.
Steve Smith with the first free throw for him for the night. He's leading Atlanta in scoring in the playoffs at 22.8. That's 7th in all the NBA in the playoffs. Shoots free throws at 81%. He's hitting his threes at a 60% clip. And as I said, Steve Smith has found himself a home he likes with Lenny Wilkens in Atlanta.
Oh, this style of play is ideal for his athletic talent. Now here's the other mismatch that they have.
Hawks got to Horace Grant quickly. Grant Long did. By the way, we've got the Grants here. Grant Long and Horace Grant. So bear with me. And they're matched up against each other. Laettner picks up the loose ball. Into Augmon. Steps inside of Scott, and the Hawks are down a point.
Everyone's yelling, you know, discontinue fumbled ball, but you're always allowed to pick up the fumble, and as long as you do not move your feet, you can shoot. That's exactly what he did.
Here he comes backing in again. Shaquille slapped away by the quick hands of Christian Laettner. Out to Steve Smith over Nick Anderson. Oh! Nice defensive play by Smith to block it back in the court to stop the fast break, but Nick Anderson spots up anyway. Grant, offensive board. Anderson spinning move. Hawks with a defensive board here. Blaylock on the run, 1 against 3.
Yeah, this is where you must take advantage of Orlando. They're very weak in transition defense. When you have the numbers, push hard, try to finish. If not, kick out for the 3.
Illegal defense, the first whistle against Orlando. Called by Joey Crawford. There's Brian Hill. What a job he's done. 60 wins in the regular season. Dealt with a team of stars. They have the best starting 5 in my view in the entire NBA. And he doesn't get so often as coaches with great talent the credit he deserves.
Absolutely. Now right now in the early going, you can see that the quickness that Atlanta has at almost every position off the dribble.
Blaylock, that would have been a 2. Loose ball run down by Laettner. 7:21 to go first period. Magic by a point. Laettner's pull-up will go down. Now that's something he can do. He can go in and out. He can shoot the 3 even. He's an excellent perimeter player.
And then the main thing is how well he passes.
The Hawks have the lead by a point. 7 minutes to go first period.
Now you're watching this game, seeing you're thinking, boy, Orlando's looking good and everything. And next thing you knew, you look up at the score. Atlanta's ahead.
And the second foul on Christian Laettner. That's big. That's early.
Now you're going to see it right here. As Shaq goes back, a little bump in his chest. See, that's something that Laettner can explore, but he's in foul trouble.
Shaq, 7 points, 4 rebounds.
Now I'd like to show you the Hawks where they're going to be tough in this series. Here comes Blaylock off the screen and roll, and as he comes to this area, you're going to see right here Horace Grant come down and pick him up. Long is smart. When your man leaves you, come right into the area and get the pass right here for the easy shot. See, this is if your man leaves you to pick up and double team, make yourself available, create the passing lane, and you'll always get a high percentage shot.
Christian Laettner picked up the 2 quick fouls, and Sean Rooks comes in to replace him. Sean Rooks came in the trade, 3rd year out of Arizona. He has been surprisingly effective down the stretch for Lenny Wilkens' club.
Well, you know, once he became accustomed to the offense, you're talking about a guy who can average double figures for you.
Shaquille's hit 2 in a row, stop the presses.
Well, during the course of the year, he struggled. He only shot 49% for the season. And then you can see in the first round with Detroit, only 51%.
1 out of 2 here. Rebound, Sean Rooks. Now, Rooks is the same size height-wise as Laettner, but weighs about 35 pounds more, which gives him more bulk in there against Shaquille.
Now, that's the first time that we happen to see the trap in the backcourt. They one trap, they're looking for the steal, then they match up man-to-man.
Grant Long working on Horace Grant. Blaylock almost stole that rebound. And we have the foul in the backcourt on Grant Long.
In Blaylock and Smith, you have two guards who average right around 5 rebounds a game. When you consider Mookie Blaylock is only 6 foot, they've exaggerated 6'1", that is a ton.
Nick Anderson, 15 to shoot for Orlando, 6:19 to go in the first period. Penny Hardaway's double in the post, particularly against, as you said, 6 and change.
Well, if you're late with the double team, Bob, that's what's going to happen. When that ball goes in, you have got to get to him quick because he'll shoot right over the top.
Blaylock off the middle curl gets the pass from Steve Smith. It's tied at 14 with 5:57 to go in the first period. Shaquille, let's see how Rooks handles it in the post. A little bit unusual. Shaquille turned and faced the basket. Hardaway with the penetration.
That's what they're looking for. Penny has only averaged 13 points in the 4 games, but Penny Hardaway has sprained his ankle here.
Yeah, he came up limping. I'm not sure whether he just got one of those stingers or really sprained it.
Well, let's see
where he handles the ball here, how he runs with the ball. In stereo, we said.
Yes.
Here is Horace Grant.
You know that you cannot give him that shot. Lenny Wilkens today said they're going to try to eliminate that jump shot from Grant at the top of the circle. Well, every bit as much in half court, you have to get to him in transition because that's his position.
Mookie Blaylock off the pick from Grant Long, and Grant got the ball back but missed the jumper. Penny Hardaway just waved over to his coach, Brian Hill, and said, "I'm all right." So let's see if he's all right there in the middle. The runner misses. Shaquille hits the floor. I don't know that I've seen that before, unless he fell over somebody he had knocked down previously.
Well, in the early going, I'm very impressed so far with Orlando holding Atlanta to 1 shot. Now just watch as he takes Rooks takes him down. You're going to see right there. Now that's a good hard foul. The ball does not get a chance to go in the basket, and you're going to put him on the line to see if he can make 2.
With 4:56 to go in the first period, and O'Neal is on fire from the free throw line. He has 9 points and is 3 of 4. We have a 20-second timeout called by Lenny Wilkens, and the Orlando Magic hold a 5-point lead with 4:56 to go in the first period. Here's how Orlando manhandled the Detroit Pistons. There's no question the Pistons were outmanned here with a plus 12.7 scoring margin, and I think Orlando played about as well as I've seen them all year.
Yeah, and I thought that Shaq came out in games 1 and 2 and was outstanding. The field goal percentage was there, and in their 3-point shooting, you know, very, very high percentage with the 3 main guys doing the damage, Anderson, Scott, and Hardaway. But tonight, the fact that Lenny Wilkens has got to be concerned. You have Leitner on the bench with 2 fouls. You're not getting any offensive rebounds. When you defeated them this year 2-2 in the series, you were able to get right almost at 15 offensive second shot attempts. Now in the early going here, we haven't seen 1. And you know what it is, Bob? It doesn't look like guys are even getting close to the rim.
Shaquille nails them both. 4 out of 5, and the report on Penny Hardaway, by the way, when he came up limping, is that he simply stubbed his toe and is all right. Orlando on a 9-2 run to build this 6-point lead. 4:45 to go in the first period. Atlanta having much like Detroit did, difficulty getting a shot away. Sean Rooks in the face. Loose ball foul is going to be on Orlando.
Well, that time on the weak side of the floor, Grant Long was pinned by Horace Grant and Nick Anderson up over the back.
Horace Grant called for the personal foul, his first. Shaquille will go to the bench, and Jon Koncak comes in. John has the sore Achilles tendon, former Atlanta Hawk.
Well, you notice Orlando switching a lot of ball crosses, and that's one of the primary things they do defensively.
Stacey Augmon, the pull-up jumper. He struggles at that mid-range shot. 6-point Orlando lead. Augmon defending Nick Anderson. Augmon's strength, of course, is defense. Horace Grant misses this time. Rebound Augmon.
Got to get it out.
Mookie Blaylock gets the screen from Grant Long.
They should just clear out, let him take it. That mismatch down inside.
Now the double team. That leaves Blaylock open. This is the three. Grant Long gives it back to Blaylock. This time the penetration. Doesn't fall, but Blaylock runs it down. Takes it back in the middle. Hawks again struggling with their shooting. And when you look at Mookie Blaylock, as he goes, so go the Hawks. If he plays well, scores well, they win. If he doesn't, they lose. It's almost that simple.
You can see right now he has 2 rebounds already at the offensive end of the floor. Now, if he knocks down these 2 foul shots, in all of their problems, they're only down 4. Now, you can see right there the points with the wins and the losses. 5. Look at the shooting percentage. And how about the 3-point percentage?
Both Mookie Blaylock and Steve Smith can be devastatingly good, and they can have very long droughts, and that's exactly how the Hawks go. 2016, Orlando, 3:35 first period.
Well, in the early going, now, Steve Smith has not been the recipient of any good offensive looks.
5 to shoot. The hook pass to Horace Grant. Rebound, Sean Rooks. Smith 0 for 2. He's only had 2 shot attempts. Talking about Steve Smith. Blaylock. Boy, Anfernee Hardaway got to him fast. Going to get the pick from Rooks. The roll and the jam for the 3rd year. Center from Arizona, Sean Rooks.
Now, that was a classic screen and roll. He screened, and then he rolled, and then the guard coming off took the trap and made the perfect pass.
Rooks started down at Dallas, went to Minnesota, came to Atlanta in that trade with Leitner. Foul before it. Travel is the call. Wave it off. Violation on Horace Grant.
Well, Horace Grant was upset because he thought he came to a jump stop. He thought he took the step into a jump stop. We'd like to show you the last screen and roll by Atlanta. Rooks sets the screen. As Blaylock comes out, he gets trapped. Now, Rooks is going to roll, receive the pass, and then go right for the dunk. But keep an eye over here. Anderson and Grant are late coming on the rotation. Now, there's your trap. That's fine. Now, once that pass goes, you've got to be there. See, there's a major hesitation. Here he comes now. They're too late. Once he elevates, it's over.
How about this? The Hawks only down 2, and I said they go as their guards go. Blaylock 1 of 5, Smith 0 for 2. That's 1 of 7 combined. Yet Atlanta down, only 2 points and a chance to tie on this possession.
Oh, nice move by Steve Smith.
Kick out, Augmon, 17-footer. It's tied at 20.
The Hawks love to drive into the paint, go up in the air, force the rotations, and then kick the ball back. So you should be looking for that throughout this entire series.
Atlanta was down 20-14. They've come back to tie it with a 6-0 run. Stacey Augmon has 6 points. He's 3 of 5. So that's the 5th shot attempt for Stacey already, more than usual. 5 on the shot clock for the Magic.
Now, that was an interesting switch to keep Blaylock outside on Grant.
With 2, Nick Anderson hits the 3. The first of the ball game.
Now, that was beautiful basketball. They caught Atlanta switching and then double teaming.
Augmon with the penetration and the kick out this time. Steve Smith, 6'8". The hook rolls in over Koncak.
Well, once he gets rolling, you have to watch out because he can finish in the paint. He'll take it strong. He's an excellent foul shooter and then a primetime 3-point shooter.
Member of 1992 Dream Team, but really disappointed with his time out of Michigan State at Miami. Happier here. Inside. Oh, they call him the plastic man in Atlanta, and there's a reason for that.
Right
Steve
now,
Smith on the 94 Dream Team, I should say.
You can see he's opening up because his quickness in transition is getting the shots.
Stacey Augmon, 8 points already. It's a 1-point game with 1:10 to go in the period. Shaquille O'Neal has been on the bench the last 4 minutes of this period with Shaquille in.
That's a clear out.
Steve Smith missed one from almost point blank, and he's now 0 for 3. And Orlando leads it by 3, under a minute, first period.
Both teams are very, very quick and explosive in the transition game, and they finish.
Nick Anderson one-on-one with Steve Smith. Smith with a height advantage here. Augmon trouble handling the ball. 30 seconds in the period.
Atlanta missed Long going right down the middle. He was open because Grant was looking to double team.
Hardaway posting Blaylock. Orlando ball, 16.5 to go in the period.
Now just keep an eye in this transition game. See, one thing about Orlando, they're one of the best and unselfish teams that we have in the league. Second in assists during the course of the year. They will give up the basketball.
Shaw in for this final minute. Inbounds to Hardaway with 15 seconds in the period. And the Magic up by 3. 1-4 alignment with Hardaway being defended by Steve Smith.
High screen and roll.
And the open man, as it is so many times, Horace Grant. Shaquille gets it and beats the buzzer. Shaquille O'Neal with the basket at the buzzer finishes the period with 11 points. And the Magic lead it by 5, scoring 4 points in 30 seconds to close the quarter. Eastern Conference semifinals. Orlando leading Atlanta 29-24 as we head into the second period of play. Shaquille with 11 in the first, and as you went out, you see that Steve Smith has been struggling from the floor.
Well, you can see Shaq with the 12 points, but the key, the 6 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end. Points off of turnovers. We told you that's how Atlanta will stay close if you continue to turn the ball over. Now, in the rebounding, Orlando is leading 13-9. Orlando with 5 offensive boards, Atlanta with 4.
And Matt Bullard makes an early appearance in this game. He was a star off the bench in Game 5. Also, Anthony Bowie is in for Orlando. Dennis Scott, 3D. With the triple, that's his first of the night. Remember, he set the NBA record with 11 three-pointers against Atlanta in mid-April of this year.
Now, that's the first time we've seen Atlanta in a half-court trap, and they punished them by reversing the ball and getting it 3.
Grant Long gets inside, follows his own miss. And Hubie, let's talk about Matt Bullard. I have a feeling that this would be a place where Craig Elo would have entered the game had he not been home with his migraine headaches.
Absolutely. You know, now Bullard only played in 1 of the 5 games versus Indiana, but he picked the right game to be substituted and then played so well.
Shaquille was posted so deep when he received that pass. Rooks had no chance, but he did commit the personal. 14 points for O'Neal, and Rooks now picks up his second personal. Christian Laettner also with 2.
Yeah, you can see the screen across, and that's why Rooks was so far behind him. There's nothing you can do once he gets the ball down inside, because if he catches you with his shoulder, he's just going to move you right outside.
Shaquille missing. Only his second free throw miss, though. Magic with their biggest lead of this young game, 34-26, 11:03 to go in the first half.
Main thing is the Hawks, just stay with what you're doing. You're going to be okay. You're getting pretty good shots.
Rooks tough inside. Lenny Wilkens said his biggest surprise on getting Rooks in the trade, he was, in a lot of people's mind, kind of a throw-in with Laettner, was the fact that he was so good at going to the hoop.
But you can see right here, you know, they're allowing him to get into Shaq's chest and then stepping back. A nice ball fake. Now you can see he fouled him at least 3 times there, and that's a good sign. Loved his talent when he played at Dallas. He thought that he could score, and they kept an eye on him. And then when they made the big trade, they were looking to pick him up. When you think that you picked up 2 centers in Laettner and in Rooks, you gave up Lang, of course, you know, but now you get 2 centers in return.
I think that's a good deal when you look at NBA, to give up a guard and center for 2 centers, particularly 2 young ones who have good potential. Here, speaking of young and potential, here is Alan Henderson, Hawks #1 draft choice out of Indiana, 6'9", 235. Grant Long gets his first rest of the night. Long sits down with 4 points and 2 offensive rebounds. Shaquille fumbled it out of bounds, but it was hit by Bullard. It'll be Orlando ball. Magic by 7. Shaw, Joe Wolf, Scott, O'Neal, Anthony Bowie on the floor for Orlando. Pass inside, too much traffic. Blaylock on the run. Beats Bowie off the drive and hands it off deep inside. And Alan Henderson is fouled.
See, that's what Blaylock does so well. He broke the defense down, and then he can deliver the pass under pressure as the defense rotates.
Atlanta got to this second round series coming out as the 6th seed by defeating the 3rd seed. Boy, that free throw looked like a Shaquille O special. Pacers 3-2 in 5 games. These numbers are truly impressive. So you be me. The ones I like are the 9-8 and the 7-0 in terms of the blocks.
Absolutely. Steals and blocks. That's the name of their game. For a team that didn't block many shots during the year, less than 4, they came up with 7 a game.
They lead the NBA in block shots in the playoffs. If you were guessing, I have a feeling not many would guess that. Inside deep to Shaquille. He's getting posted so low.
Yep. All that is, Bob, they're just screening across the lane with a point guard, getting the screen, and then Shaq is reading the defense, and up until now, he's been able to get a perfect pass.
On the drive, loose ball, Henderson takes it and drops it in, and also an early appearance in the ball game for Atlanta, again unusually early, for Reggie Jordan. First year out of New Mexico State, a late CBA pickup by Atlanta, once again because Elo is not here tonight, and Shaquille is on fire with 18 points, 7 of 9.
There's nothing you can do about that because he's going away from the basket. It's a fadeaway. Because of his size, he's going to shoot it down on you. The main thing is that when he starts to miss, that you hold him to one shot and get out on a break.
Joe Wolf trying to defend Henderson down low. The lob was coming in from Bullard, but Henderson didn't see the ball. It's out of bounds. A Hawks turnover, 9:28 to go in the first half. Orlando up 8.
You never pass the ball to a post-up guy until he calls for the ball. Now, right now, we're going to show you this baseline screen. Now, here comes the guard screen, and Shaq is going to come over the top of this screen in the paint. Now, if Rooks goes underneath, well, then, right, Steve Smith, you've got to step up and discourage this pass from out here. But if you do not, watch what happens. See, if you do not discourage the pass, there's no way that Rooks can stop that. You give Shaq the ball below the dotted line, it is all over.
Is it appropriate to say Mama Shaq, Lucille Harrison? Shaquille O'Neal's mama, and she is watching her baby boy have an outstanding night here so far tonight. 18 points for Shaquille. Missing the short jump hook, but that's about as far away as he's been. Kevin Kiley, what do you have?
Well, in the last break, Lenny Wilkens talking to Sean Rooks about what Ubi just said. He said you have to force Shaq higher away from the basket. When you let him set up so low, there's no way we can get help to you. Push him out. Back to you guys.
From long range, Steve Smith missing. Alan Henderson at 6'9" with a rebound. Hawks bench trying to get it done. The starters, Long 2 of 6, Blaylock 1 of 5, Smith 1 of 5. Bullard, usually a good scorer, intimidated by Shaquille O'Neal. 38-30 Orlando.
Well, they had the advantage that time off that trapping of the screen and roll, but the ball movement was slow.
Well, Shaquille gets the ball outside the paint this time. A little bit longer shot. It rattles home anyway.
You know, he is playing in this game like he did against Detroit in Game 1.
And
quick feet, and looking to score.
Close the door if he plays that way. Out of 11, 20 points already. Hawks inside, ball is stripped, controlled by Steve Smith. Good pass to Bullard, good three-point shooter. Bullard with his triple, and it's a 7-point Orlando lead.
Now, Bullard shot the 3 36% this season. A lot of you remember him. He was in Houston for 5 years. He was not drafted. He went to the NBA.
Oh, baby! Brian Shaw lobbing to Shaquille and got him on their feet, including Mama Lucille, and that rhymed. .42-33, 7:37 to go in the first half. Jordan driving, showing quickness out of the CBA. Reggie Jordan. No relation.
Oh, look out, look out.
Brian Shaw hands it off inside. The ball went before, and the Hawks came away with it. These Hawks are feisty defensively if you put it in their reach. Reggie Jordan. ill-timed pass. Good penetration, but he did not make a nice pass to Allen Henderson. And here's monster basketball.
Now, well, they love to do this. Anytime that Shaq goes, you can see Rooks left him. Shaq went right to the front of the rim. They love to toss the alley-oop to him.
Hey, and all the alley-oops are good to Shaquille if you're within 20 feet of the rim.
Yeah, right. It's like having a 6'9" first baseman in baseball.
Never a bad throw.
That's right.
Shaquille at first base. I like the thought of that. Could be a power hitter there. Anfernee Hardaway with a turnaround. Shaquille, though, has scored 22 points in only 13 minutes.
Now you can see the last couple of times down the floor, we have Penny Hardaway on Steve Smith, Steve Smith on Penny Hardaway. Oh, that was offensive foul.
He got away with an offensive foul. He popped him twice.
Yes, he did. He sure did, Bob. Took that elbow right into the numbers on his chest.
Hawks hanging in here, nevertheless, despite the incredible play. Now there was a lob that was just a little out of the reach. Christian Laettner with his 2 fouls back in for Atlanta, number 32. On the penetration, Mookie had to be fouled by Brian Shaw. Mookie will go to the free throw line with 6:22 to go in the half. Despite the Shaq-a-cane that has attacked the Atlanta Hawks, if they hit the free throws, are only going to be down 5. Shaquille O'Neal, Hubie, you mentioned it earlier, picking up here right where he was against the Detroit Pistons. Pistons had no answer, as a lot of people haven't. They tried Mark West. He had 21 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists. But more than that, Shaquille played a complete game for Orlando in the 3-game sweep of the Detroit Pistons. You see Mark West unable to handle it just moments ago.
Now you're going to see he goes away from the double team right now. He gets the lucky bounce on the rim. But he has 22 points, Bob, right now in 9 of 13 field goal attempts. Now, this is impossible. Anytime that he gets his hands up on top, just with sheer power, he's going to move you out of there. But in the early going, I like what I see from the Hawks. I mean, they're conceding O'Neal his points, but they're doing a nice job on the outside people. But what they have to decide now is when Hardaway gets down in there, are they going to give Steve Smith help when Hardaway posts up? And then at the offensive end of the floor, they know they're getting a ton of good open opportunities. You just have to hit the shot.
Mookie Blaylock at the free throw line. Mookie Blaylock had, this was one of the impressive stats from the first round series of 5 games, 17 steals against the Indiana Pacers. Phenomenal. 44-39, it is a 5-point game.
Well, in the one game, in game 3, he had 8, which tied the record. There are 5 players in the league who have 8 steals at playoff time in a game.
Bullard trying to defend Nick Anderson. Tough job for Bullard.
Gotta get your hand up there to shoot in your face.
Nick Anderson. And, if anybody's an unsung starter for the Orlando Magic, it'd be Nick Anderson, but he would be highly sung on any other team.
Well, you know, he averages 15 a game, shoots a nice percentage for them, and then naturally he's a big-time 3-point shooter.
Henderson gets it to Mookie Blaylock with 10 to shoot. The drive and the pullback. Nice move by Mookie to get Brian Shaw, who's a good defender for Orlando.
Yeah, plus there's a big size difference there. It's 6'6" to 6'1". And, you know, Shaw has that reach. So you got to shoot up over the top.
Hawks got Mookie Blaylock when they traded Rumeal Robinson. Brian Shaw missing. He's still got the sore wrist. He's not effective from out there. Hasn't been all year. May have wrist surgery.
You have the advantage here.
Bullard for 3. Rick Henderson, offensive board. Yes. Something the Hawks do. Blaylock. 3. No, he stepped on the line.
That's their game. If they release and shoot that 3, we told you in this series they averaged 21 a game against Orlando this year. If they shoot and miss, they crash the glass and then turn around and kick out.
And the loose ball, Hawks are going to get a lot of those. Down only 3. 4:55 to go in the first half. Looking lively at the moment. Blaylock on the penetration. The pass inside, tough to handle for Anderson. A lot of weapons on the perimeter here. 8 to shoot.
Oh, bad
idea. Joe Wolf intercepted. Horace Grant. Oh, he runs the floor so well. Say what you will about Rodman and Pippen and Michael Jordan. I love Jordan, Pippen, and Grant at Chicago when they ran that floor. Blaylock, that's a 3. Stepped on the line the last time, but Mookie said, hey, I'm feeling it. I may as well try to take advantage of feeling it. He has 13. Hawks down 2.
If you do not trap him coming off the screen, he is going to step back and shoot the 2 or 3.
Bullard with the foul as Penny Hardaway. Once Shaquille goes out of the game, pick your poison's a good word. If Shaquille goes out, they post Hardaway. Bullard sits down. Steve Smith is back in. Joe Wolf sits down. Shaquille returns to the floor. Penny Hardaway missing his first one. Tomorrow we continue with our playoff plethora of performances. Jazz Spurs, game 2 tomorrow. Hope you'll join us. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern time. How about Utah shocking San Antonio and yours truly, frankly, in winning game 1 at the Alamo Dome?
Well, they not only played a great defensive game, but they made all their shots. Their half-court execution was just outstanding.
Steve Smith.
Oh, that's a foul.
And called a little late, but nevertheless, Joey Crawford with the whistle. Joe Crawford, Bennett Salvatore, and Ronnie Nunn are the officials, and that's the 3rd on Brian Shaw.
No, that's the 4th team foul. They're shooting the penalty on the next.
3D. Dennis Scott back in.
You can see the Hawks' quickness and their ability off the dribble causing all kinds of problems here this evening.
3:48 to go in the half. Atlanta down 3.
See, he wanted room. He just told him to move out.
Henderson from 16 feet.
You got to make that. See, you have to make that. And I like what Augmon did. He told him to back up, back out, and then take your man. And if he commits, I'll get it to you.
You see Augmon on Scott. That reminds me of the 93 Final Four. Augmon at UNLV, Scott at Georgia Tech. They played against each other there. That foul's on Smith. That's his first. It was the 1990 Final Four, the one in Denver, when Augmon was at UNLV with Larry Johnson. What a team they had.
They sure did.
And Georgia Tech with the lethal weapon 3. Open man, Hardaway. Blaylock runs at him, no matter. 52-48 Orlando.
See, Atlanta said that they would double team and they would cut off the top of the circle. That's the 3rd score early in this first half now that has been there from that area.
Alan Henderson denied the shot attempt. 8 to shoot.
Plenty of time.
Stacey Augmon against Dennis Scott.
Anytime that Augmon wants to take Scott, he can handle him at will. And if Scott miraculously defends him, he can stop on a dime and shoot the shot.
Well, Scott miraculously defended Hill in Detroit.
Yeah, but right now, so he's blowing by him at will.
Orlando by 4 with 2:55 to go in the ball game. Mookie Blaylock picking it up in the second quarter.
He sure is. He has 9 points in the quarter. You can see the guards are playing him to a standstill. And also Atlanta is ahead in the rebounding, 17-14.
2:55 to go, first half. Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals. The other Eastern semifinal, Chicago, has taken a 2-0 lead over the New York Knicks. Watching that game yesterday, it got around 6 minutes or so left in the game, and the Bulls put on that suffocating defense that really reminds you that they can be an awesome basketball team. Most people think that it'll be Bulls Orlando. New York and Atlanta hoping to change that formula. Lenny Wilkens, coach of the Dream Team in this year's 1996 Olympics. Nick Anderson.
They're taking Hardaway down inside with Blaylock.
Got the foul on Blaylock before the shot.
You can say, well, you know, Blaylock should front him and then jam the passer. Well, it's easier said than done, because as he's rubbing off on that screen, Blaylock is behind him and he's just pinning him right in the post area.
Blaylock on Hardaway for the post up again. Missed the short jumper.
See, that's where he's murder. With such a size disadvantage, you can rebound right over the top of your head.
Somebody got a piece of that. Who was it, Augmon? Off the glass. What an angle for Anfernee Penny Hardaway. It's 54-49. That
was a great pass by Shaq.
Here's Augmon taking Scott off the dribble again. Augmon is fouled by Hardaway. Fouled isn't the word. He's leveled by Hardaway. Let's hope they're all right. They look like they are. Along with Kevin Kiley and Hubie Brown, this is Bob Neal from the Arena in the Eastern Semifinals Game 1. Atlanta's Hawks, who played Orlando to a 2-2 tie in the regular season, hanging in here against the defending Eastern Conference champions, 54-51, and Augmon with a chance to cut that even further. Stacey with 12 first-half points. That's for Stacey. That's big.
Yeah, that's big. But he had a very tough year this year. He averaged 13 points. But they can take advantage of that, because if you're going to continue to beat Scott off the dribble, you're going to force them to double team all over the place.
Leitner with 2 fouls trying to keep Shaquille off the post. Did so, but the offside rebound by Hardaway, who got inside of Steve Smith, who picked up his second personal.
Yeah, see, this is inexcusable. When the shot goes up, Blaylock left over there. See, Steve Smith gets pushed out here. Hardaway muscled him right inside.
They called a foul on Alan Henderson. So Steve Smith's happy with that. Alan is in Ernie Johnson, our Atlanta studios, with Cheryl Miller and Mike Fratello. They'll have first-half analysis and a preview of tomorrow's Game 2 between the Jazz and the Spurs. If you can't figure out this game after it's explained by Hubie Brown, followed by Mike Fratello, you know, bizarre in our studios.
That time, that was a beautiful lob pass to a player who was fronted. And that time, in order to get away so that the layup was not made, there was a foul. And you can see right now, Orlando is not going to allow Steve Smith to post up anybody in the post.
Yeah, Steve only 6 shot attempts, now 7 points. That was Dennis Scott picking up his second foul as Grant Long comes in for Alan Henderson. Henderson sits down with 5 points and 1 personal.
Well, in this early going, Bob, the pace is a nice pace for Atlanta. They are getting what they want offensively. They just have to take care of their own defensive board, something we thought that they could do, but up until now they have not been able to do.
Smith on Nick Anderson.
There's that baseline screen again. That time for Scott.
5 to shoot. Hardaway beat the buzzer. Leitner kept it alive inside of Shaquille. Bad pass and a turnover, and the Hawks had a chance to get within 1 on that possession.
And the reason why Lenny is a little discouraged that time, because it was a 2-on-1. If they made the catch, they had a layup, a potential layup.
Here's the pick and roll. Hardaway, O'Neal. Multi-million-dollar pick and roll there. Shaquille's jump hook. Look at the follow by Hardaway.
This is where you've got to make it happen. Now 2-on-2.
Blaylock looked for the penetration, looked for help, didn't see anybody. Smith and Leitner late getting there. Smith on the penetration. He is fouled by Horace Grant on the penetration, and that's 2 on Horace.
It's just interesting to me that in transition, anytime that the Hawks are running and they don't have it, they run a quick screen and roll on the wing. They're not getting the score out of the screen and roll, but on the pass to the other side of the floor is where they're really hurting Orlando. They're making the catch, driving the ball, and getting fouled.
Steve Smith now 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Here's his numbers against the Magic this year. You see they're pretty good, 53% from the floor. It's a 2-point game with 40 seconds to go in the half. Shaquille's been kind of quiet here in the second part of this quarter after just being devastating early. Whirling in. Did I say he'd been quiet?
Yes.
I think I did. 24 points. There's no such thing as a quiet 24 from Shaquille O'Neal.
See, that play is by design. As they come off the screen, you're going to see this now. As the ball goes down inside, Shaq just rolls. As they come off the screen to the right of the lane, Shaq just rolls right down in from the left side of the lane, and he pins his man at the dotted line.
5 of 7 from the free throw line. Everything falling for the Shackster. 60-55, 24 seconds to go in the half.
Main thing now, just take your time, get a good shot.
Foul down low. It's going to be Hardaway.
Hardaway has done a terrific job this evening getting to the dribblers for almost like a designated double teamer off of Blaylock. And you're going to see this once again. Here it comes Hardaway right here. Now the fans are all upset. They thought he had all ball.
It's all right. Christian Laettner loves to get booed.
The main thing is that Christian Laettner has found a home. He's an 82% foul shooter. You know, he comes in here as a guy that fits perfectly. He's a good high percentage shooter. He's a good foul shooter. He's an excellent passer. He understands the game, and he plays perfectly within the Atlanta style of play.
8 seconds in the half. Magic by 4. High screen and roll. Hardaway. Oh, mercy.
See, that can't happen. See, that can't happen. You just cannot let him turn the corner and not rotate.
2 seconds. Will the Hawks get a shot off Blaylock? Would have counted. 6-point Orlando lead. Shaquille O'Neal like a hurricane. I'm calling it the Shaq-a-cane tonight. 18 minutes, 25 points.
Well, you can see the shooting. Both teams over 50%, but naturally the second shot attempts major. There's the foul shooting right there. Somewhat, you'd say, wow, the Hawks with 9 more than Orlando. Bench production, 13-0.
All right, ready to go, and here is Shaquille O'Neal.
Right here. Now, he just had a monster half. He had 25 points, the 8 rebounds, and then 5 offensive boards. And in the mismatch in the middle right now, you can see the minutes. Christian only played 12 minutes, but 25-5. But that always comes down to shot attempts. How many shot attempts did you get?
For Christian, 2.
No, like Christian's doing a fine job. Brooks is doing a fine job. They're going to this guy at least 2 out of every 3 times down the floor. And now, when he's allowed to jump into your chest like he just did, there is no hope for Christian Laettner.
Right. If there's not an offensive foul call on that, and sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't, it's good night, Katie, bar the door. Magic by 8, 11:31 to go. Opening moments, third quarter. Grant Long racing Shaquille with 7 to shoot.
Well, he wants to take him. Don't settle.
He did, but knocked it down.
Oh, he said, will you please keep playing? Yeah, that's my game out
This
there.
is for you. You'll be...
Hey, I'm a good 3-point shooter, never mind a 2-point shooter.
Grant Long, Steve Smith, 2 excellent pickups by Atlanta from Miami midseason. Here's Shaquille spinning on Laettner. Blaylock helped out.
Yes, he did. Mookie's been terrific all night. He's had 3 steals. Big thing here is score.
Blaylock missing. Long follows and missed. Nice follow. Bad finish.
Yeah, that's a good try, though. Terrific try.
Oh, deep.
Steve Smith says, I got the big fella. I got the big fella. O'Neal is yelling, throw me the ball. Nobody's playing me.
Me. 66-58. Magic. 10:33. Shaquille O'Neal with 29. Augmon inside. Somebody got a piece of that.
Yeah, but Augmon got hit. Got hit right across the arms on that shot.
Dennis Scott. Bad pass. But Anderson runs it down from 6 feet.
Right now, Atlanta must be very careful. See, you're already at 10. You don't want it to get up there to 14 or 15. Not in this building.
It was 6 points at the half. That matches Orlando's biggest lead, by the way. Steve Smith. It didn't work that hard for shots, apparently. He didn't even have that many shot attempts in the first half. Tipped out of bounds by Stacey Augmon with 19 on the shot clock.
Orlando, a big third quarter team. That's where they took out Detroit in all 3 games. And that's what they're trying to do right here. They pay attention to detail in there at halftime. They come out with a good game plan. And when you're on the road, you've got to understand high percentage shots and then knock them down when they're there.
That's what Horace Grant does so often. The double team, whether it's on Hardaway or whether it's on Shaquille, the open man often is Horace Grant. It's an 8-2 Orlando run with their biggest lead of the game, 70-58.
Horace Grant 4 for 7 from the floor. 4 for 7. Illegal defense. They catch O'Neal right now cheating down below 2 zones on the opposite side of the floor. Now this is just a nice read. Penny Hardaway was double teamed. He looks to the top of the circle. Horace Grant wide open.
Horace with 8.
Got to take advantage also of the gimmies. This is a gimme here. Technical foul. From now on, you have to make them all.
Free throw and the ball on the technical foul on the illegal defense after the second one's called the game. 70-59, 11-point Bulls, 9:28 to go, third quarter.
Anfernee Hardaway and Blaylock. It's been interesting to watch them away from the ball all night.
Steve Smith going hard to the hoop is fouled before he put the shot up. And that's on Horace, and that's 3 on Horace Grant. I haven't seen Leitner work on Shaquille from out high. There, the pass from Leitner. That's a tough pull-up shot.
But that was by design. That was a screen, the double screen on the other side of the floor. Now, Steve's had 2 good looks this quarter. Has not been able to put them down.
Only 2 for 8 in the game. Anderson has the mismatch.
See, whoever Blaylock plays, they run that guy right into the post-up. And you say, yeah, but why did they go away from Shaq? Because they know that they have an advantage on the other side of the floor. This is a very solid timeout by Lenny.
Orlando on a 10-2 run. Nick Anderson has 11 points. Well, we're in the middle of the NBA playoffs, but wherever there's Kevin Kiley, there's NFL. Kevin?
Well, that's right, Bob. And this, of course, is the new head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tony Dungy. When you were defensive coordinator, nobody wanted to talk to you. Now you're a head coach. We're all chasing you around.
Yeah, that's right. I guess it goes with the territory, though, Kevin.
How's that team look?
Which one?
Tampa Bay.
I thought you were talking about the Magic. Yeah, we're coming along. Our guys are working hard, and I think we've got some good things going for 96.
They've been losing a long time. What's going to be the difference if they can turn it around?
I think attitude. We got to start thinking like winners and raise our expectations. The talent is there, and we just got to get the most out of it.
I know you're defensive coordinator. Tell me about the defensive personnel on the team.
Well, I think there's some defensive players there that can get the job done. And, we're excited about who we have, and we've just got to blend it, meld it together.
Okay, thanks so much, Tony. Good luck.
Thank you, Kevin.
Back to you, Bob.
Hawks with a turnover. 8:21 to go in the third quarter. Horace Grant with a monster jam. The Magic have outscored the Hawks 12-2 in this quarter. Atlanta only 1 for 6. Orlando 6 of 8. And Nick Anderson also becoming more active in this period offensively for the Orlando Magic. Oh, that's a travel, but no call. Augmon buries the shot. It was a nice travel.
You made a good point about Nick Anderson. He's really exploded here in this quarter. He's the main guy. That was a beautiful read when he was trapped on the baseline. They know that Horace Grant is at the top of the circle, and he comes right down the lane.
Now Hardaway working on Blaylock. As you pointed out, whoever he's got takes it inside. Long. Does Blaylock have a steal in this game? He has 1. He had 17 in that 5-game Indiana series. Only 1 here tonight. Leitner open for that shot. Didn't take it.
Well, he wants to take it, but if he's not, you see, you end up with that. If you're not going to challenge Shaq, then Shaq will stay out on the court the entire time. And, if you can take him off the dribble and possibly get a couple of fouls, and once they make that substitution, that's when you made your run in the first half every time he's on the bench.
The double, the pass out. Anderson misses from 3. Way out ahead, Blaylock. So was Anderson. He missed, he got down with Steve Smith. Shooting terribly tonight.
Yeah, he's having a tough night.
Blaylock. That's a 3. But that'll get you well, or at least bring you back to 10.
Yeah, but not Mookie.
No.
During the course of the year, Mookie Blaylock attempts 8 threes a game.
Smith only 2 for 9 in this contest tonight. 74-64, Orlando, 6:24 to go in the third. Too easy.
Well, that's because Christian Gamble that time went for the steal. Unfortunately for him, once the big fella gets his hands on it, lights out.
Grant long for 3. Hawks with back-to-back triples, and they're to within 9 with 6:06 to go in the third quarter. So the Lenny Wilkens timeout has stopped the bleeding a little bit. When he called timeout, Orlando had outscored Atlanta 10-2 in this quarter.
For all of you who are saying, what's Grant Long doing taking a three? He attempted 86 during the year, made 31, 36% shooter. So that's within his arsenal.
Jack working on Leitner. There's the double team. Mookie just no help there.
No, well, you know, anytime that guards that are small come in like that, it's like he's not even double teamed because he just lifts the ball up over you.
Augmon one-on-one against Dennis Scott. He's fouled. 9:31, 5:31 to go in the third quarter. That's 3 on Dennis Scott.
Now watch Blaylock come from the right of your screen. See, now all he does is just go up over the top. It's like you're double teaming with no one. It's like a little gnat, you know, down around your ankles, you know, making himself being a pest.
Shaq has 33 in the GMC scoreboard. Utah surprising San Antonio. Malone had 23, 7 and 3 steals, but John Stockton just running at will, and Chicago with the defensive stop opened up a close game to go up 2-0 on New York in the East. 78-68 Orlando, 5:26 to go in the third.
There's your post up on Blaylock.
That's goaltending.
Yeah.
On Grant Long, and that's a 12-point Magic bulge.
Hawks have got to make a decision. Is Mookie going to continue to play behind the post-up guy and give them the uncontested pass into the post, or are you going to front him and jam the passer and then maybe try that way if you can? Because as it is right now, the pass is going in too easy.
Now Grant Long trying to post Nick Anderson. Help
comes. That was measured.
Steal from Anfernee, who saw that. The double team, the rotation, he's gone.
Now he measured that one all the way. During the course of the year, he was 6th in the league in steals at 2+ a game. He measured, that was beautiful.
Steve Smith got all the way to the hoop and kicked it out. Thinking about Shaquille down there. 7 to shoot. Leitner. Ball off Orlando, 4 on the shot clock.
Keep an eye to the left of your screen. See, here comes a double team. There's a lazy bounce pass. Hardaway came from the opposite box. Excellent anticipation.
4 to shoot for Atlanta. Blaylock open for the lay-in, but Horace Grant got a piece of it. Anderson,
nice.
handoff, Hardaway, foul.
Nick Anderson has made 3 beautiful passes in this quarter. Very, very unselfish. Now, he could have forced this shot. Now, you're going to watch to the left. Now, here comes Grant on your block. That just exploded him on the break. Unselfish play. Nick gives it up as the defensive man came to him.
Magic by 14 points.
Anfernee Hardaway at the line, shooting 2.
Long picked up his 3rd personal for Atlanta on that, as Penny, in 27 minutes, 23 points and 5 rebounds. Between them, Shaquille and Penny had 44 of the 62 Orlando points at half.
Well, you know, you look at his season, Bob. He was 11th in scoring right at 22 a game, 11th in assists at 7 a game, and 6th in steals. Now, he's the only player in the league this year who averaged over 20 points, averaged over 5 assists. He averaged 7. It shot over 50%. Now, that sounds, boy, there should be more guys in the NBA that did that.
83-68 Orlando. Augmon trying to stop the bleeding for Atlanta. The jump hook? No. I believe these Hawks down in the post are intimidated, knowing that Shaquille or Horace Grant are going to come running. The foul. And tomorrow we're going to go back to see the San Antonio Spurs if they awaken from their 2-day rest, because they were beaten by Utah in Game 1. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night here on TNT. We were talking about Stockton, 19 assists. Avery Johnson struggled in that game, but they never did get the guards going. Either one of them, Vinny Del Negro either.
Everyone knows that's going to be a good series.
Sure.
And yeah, some people might be stunned at the difference in the score, but not over the fact that Utah won the game. Everyone expects it to go more than 4, you know, so even though San Antonio dominated during the season 3-1, Avery Johnson played well during the season in your 3 wins, and they had been playing with a great deal of confidence coming out of that Phoenix series.
Orlando's biggest lead. Leitner with only 5 points in this game.
That's what I say. In this building, you have got to pay attention in the 3rd quarter.
Leitner not shooting that perimeter shot with confidence, and he's a good perimeter shooter. Into Shaquille.
1-on-1.
The double team, and Steve Smith comes away with it.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful pass off the save to Augmon. Steve Smith, nice job.
You know, it looked like he paused while he was in the air.
Some of these guys can do that.
Yeah, it was just interesting how it looked like he's not coming down.
Wait here a moment. Steve Creskin Smith. 3D. See, this time Shaquille.
Oh, look at this guy.
You see Alan Henderson, he got a piece of that, and Shaquille is down.
Yeah.
He looks to be okay.
Yeah, he's all right. Main thing is find the free man.
It's Alan Henderson. It's a 2.
Don't let him throw long.
Shaquille hit the floor. I could feel the vibration. I thought I was at a baseball game in Seattle for a moment.
Now, that was a great strip, because anytime you can strip the ball from him when he's getting an offensive rebound.
Quick call on Christian Leitner this time, and that's 3 on Leitner. The question is, if a Shaq falls in the forest and nobody's there, is there any sound? Oh! Well, there's noise. We'll say that.
Well, you know,
2:37 to go. 85-72, Orlando.
But let's face it, Seattle doing a great job in limiting Elijah Wan shot attempts. And also, we had a barrage, 17 straight threes by both teams the other evening. But right now, the quickness of Seattle is showing up, and they're doing a terrific job defensively.
Horace Grant, where did he come from for that offensive board? Dennis Scott has it raked away by Augmon, who breaks out. Here's Hardaway. They gave me a 2-shot foul.
Sure, you can't do that. You can't, you cannot grab the player from the rear or a push from the rear. Automatic 2 shots.
So that's 3 on Penny Hardaway, and Brian Shaw comes in.
See, once again, the Hawks, Augmon knocks that loose. A little deflection. Nice pass by Leitner. Good foul by Penny. Penny saying, okay, I'll give you 2, but you got to make the shots.
Stacey Augmon, 10 of 13 coming into this ball game from the free throw line. 3 of 6 here tonight.
You know, some of us in the game, we forget that this young man played in the Olympics as a high school player in 1988 on the United States team. He was on that as a high school basketball player. He was drafted by the Hawks on the 9th pick in '91. How do you do on LD?
Well, Atlanta's made a bit of a run here. They trailed by their biggest margin of 17. It's now an 11-point Orlando lead, and this is Hardaway trying to back Steve Smith in. Not quite so easy, but Shaquille O'Neal.
He's wearing him out. He's wearing him out. That's at least his 7th offensive rebound.
Blaylock hard to the hole, and he gets that one to fall. One of the few penetrations all the way to the hoop from Mookie tonight. It's an 11-point game, though, and that dunk by Shaquille stopped a 6-0 Atlanta run.
Big thing right now is you want to stay somewhat close within striking distance, because when it goes second unit, maybe you can do something.
Intelligent play by Christian Leitner as Shaquille reposted. Leitner knew it was coming back, stepped in front and took it away. And there's foul on Hardaway. That'll be 4.
Key foul.
That's big. 1:19 to go in the 3rd.
And what I like, Steve Smith just measured everybody up, told him to clear out. Let me take them one-on-one. Now, Brian Hill, naturally upset, coaching staff over there. They got to get somebody in the game, because what they should do right now is clear out, let them take him. Just take him off the dribble, take him to the basket.
Posting Steve Smith against Brian Shaw. Help from Koncak, Leitner from 16.
Nice.
And the Hawks have cut it down to 9 after trailing by 17 with a minute to go in the 3rd.
See, Brian Hill's taking a 20 right now. You cannot afford to have him pick up another foul. Now they're bringing in Bowie right now.
Brian Hill wanting to get some words in here to Joe Crawford, Bennett Salvatore, and Ronnie Dunn, the officials. But the Hawks have pulled two within 9, 87-78 on a 10-2 run in the last 3 minutes.
Now, Brian Hill was yelling at the officials that time, trying to bring out a point that he felt Steve Smith hooked Hardaway as he blew by him. Unfortunately, they did not think so. All right. Now, we're going to give you another look right here. Keep an eye on his left arm. Now, see, as he comes in here now, well, not right there. It is right there. See, he caught him right down. Yeah, he did. He caught him down on his thigh.
Probably not going to get that call very often, however.
Well, you know, it's the old story. The angle. The referee behind that play could not see it. The guy on the other side of the floor could see that.
87-78 Orlando, 1:01 to go in the third. Shaw, Bowie, Koncak, Horace Grant, and Scott on the floor. Shaw defended by Blaylock.
Blaylock did a nice job jumping over that screen.
Augmon on Dennis Scott, who passes it to Horace Grant. Oh, mercy.
You know, it's
Horace Grant
uncanny.
having himself a pretty good night with 12.
He's uncanny. I mean, how he knocks that in. He catch, shoots. And
double-double for Horace Grant already.
Look
Punched
out.
away from Leitner. Augmon back quickly.
Look for the trailer.
Grant the follow.
Bowie said, I had that all the way.
Textbook fast break basket by Orlando. 91-78, 33 seconds in the period. And one.
This is just a beautiful, that was just a beautiful 2-on-1 with a trailer hustling. Grant never giving up on the play and was rewarded.
Horace Grant with a double-double in every playoff game so far this year.
Well, he just finished his 9th straight year of shooting over 50%.
92-78 Orlando, 27 seconds in the third period. Something down low on Dennis Scott.
Well, you just cannot give up quickly on Stacey Augmon posting Scott.
And that's 4 on Scott.
Yeah, because Scott got caught on his back, and when the ball went back to the top, Augmon moved again. Scott put him down on the floor.
And we're going to get yet another substitution, Donald Royal, to come into the ball game. Donald is pretty much at the end of that rotation if you talk about the players who probably play in this game.
Well, Donald Royal has been an excellent substitute here for years. Depending upon the matchups, it will depend upon how many minutes that he'll get.
Augmon very quietly going about scoring his playoff high with 21 now, and Orlando leading by 12 with 21 seconds in the third.
Well, this is where we said they can make their push. Big Shaq isn't in there, so now this is more of a slashing group of guys in Royal, Bowie, and then Shaw. So you know right now, just don't get beat off the dribble to the basket.
Shaw has it
There
partially
it is.
blocked by
Look
Anderson.
long. Look
Blaylock with the no-look pass. He's going to take the three. And if it's a field goal, it is 3. 92-80. Blaylock had an easy 2, but ran out of time. Horace Grant, 15, 10 boards, 4th double-double in the playoffs. We're just holding a sign up said, "We believe in magic." Well, that's pretty easy. Here's the story through 3.
You see the shooting percentage 59-49, and it's all happened this quarter.
We were talking about Horace Grant's 4 straight double-doubles.
Yeah, he just spots up beautifully off that screen and roll, knocks down the jumper. Then he never gives up on his fast break as the trailer.
10 to shoot for Atlanta. Augmon with 21, working in the paint. Doesn't get the bounce. Donald Royal, Nick Anderson, Brian Shaw, Shaquille O Neal, and Anthony Bowie on the floor for Orlando. Hawks send 3. That leaves Anderson. Long rebound to Augmon on the run.
Hawks just need a couple of easy baskets here, and you'll be right back in this thing.
Steve Smith. Loose ball foul on Atlanta.
That ball was really short by Steve Smith. They're kind of surprised that he could not get that one up to the rim.
Steve Smith, who's only 2 of 10 from the floor, just picked up his 3rd personal foul. Leitner sits down, and Sean Rooks gets into the ball game to try to defend Shaquille, who has 35 points tonight. Hawks doubling him much more quickly now. But then that happens.
Well, he has 37 points and 12 rebounds, 8 on the offensive end, and they've all led to scores.
That's because he's so darn close when he gets those things. Inside to Henderson. Bullet pass from Sean Rooks. Nicely done. Indiana's Henderson.
That's right. You know, Orlando cannot lighten up here. You have to understand, this team can score in a hurry because they force the turnovers and they get out in the open floor, and they're a dangerous three-point shooting team.
Shaquille inside, the foul on Rooks. But with the foul this time, no basket. That's 3 on Rooks.
Well, Shaq had, for him, an outstanding first half on the foul line. He was 5 for 7.
Shaquille O Neal at the line.
Coming up right after this telecast, inside the NBA, Rick Mahorn, the thumper bumper, joins Vince Cellini to look at the tough guys in the NBA. That's the right guy to look at them. And preview tomorrow's game between the Jazz and the Spurs. And Matt Bullard is coming in for Atlanta, along with Reggie Jordan. Reggie Jordan is quite a story for the Atlanta Hawks, a young man who played for Yakima in the CBA and lightning quick. You like his potential?
Oh, I do. He played in the league for 5 years. A year ago, he played on the championship team, Yakima. This year, he was with Sioux Falls. And you really like, I can understand why Lenny loves this guy. He's got terrific quickness. What now he has to do, he has to learn how to play within this type of a system.
Beautiful move by the slick Alan Henderson. And it's a 10-point game.
This is the group that got him back in the second quarter. So let's keep an eye on this. Now it's down to 10. A very quick group of guys. Here's that baseline screen again for Shaq.
The jump hook. Shaquille not only playing well, but you said it, there's Mama Shaq, working hard.
Yeah, I mean, he's working, Bob. His foot quickness is terrific. And then he's exploding on the catch.
Reggie Jordan, there's the penetration with the quickness to Alan Henderson.
I really like what I see of this young man. This young man can really, he's a quick dribbler, but his stride, he has a very deceptive stride, and then he looks for the pass.
Henderson hasn't missed. 6 of 6, 13 points. Shaquille passing out. Anderson, 3. How many times have we seen it?
Now the key there is Shaq's ability to take the triple team and then complete the diagonal pass.
That's the second triple of the game for Anderson. Inside, Steve Smith got the loose ball, and Steve shaking his head saying that may be the only way I can score tonight. He was 2 for 9 before that. 11-point Magic lead.
Main thing though, Bob, is they just keep playing hard right now. You're only 11 down.
Pick and roll that leaves Anderson open from the outside. Wasn't comfortable. Loose ball to Brian Shaw. Anthony Bowie with a new shot clock. Foul on Rooks. And that timeout on the floor with 8:37 to go in the game, and the Orlando Magic leading it by 11. Shaquille with a playoff high, tying 39 points. 8, of course, Magic with 60, 39 of them belonging to Shaquille.
Yeah, he just look at the 28 field goal attempts, but we also give him credit because of the offensive rebounding. And the thing that he does so well, see, anytime that he steps in here and you are late on the double teams, he will make that diagonal pass all the way out here. Just watch how, not in our screen, Nick Anderson, it opens up right there. See, they catch the Hawks doubling down, open up, bam, in your face.
And he's third on the Orlando Magic in their 3-game playoff series against Detroit in assist with 5.3 just because of plays like that. Magic by 11. Hawks still hanging around in here, though. Anderson with the penetration. Bullard with the rebound. Ahead to Henderson. Ball break. Offensive foul out of Henderson.
Yeah, you always tell guys, remember who you're throwing the ball to out on the break. When you throw the ball to centers or power forwards, you see, that's what he's telling Bullard right there. Okay? You know, Henderson would have been much better off passing the ball, and the defender, once he committed, getting it back, he would have had a layup.
Shaquille, quick double teams from Atlanta now. Anderson on the penetration, found the hole, and one. Anderson has 16, an opportunity for 17.
Now, we're going to show you this. Now, once this ball was thrown out, you notice tonight, Orlando, they are not settling for threes. When that ball is thrown out, they're taking you right off the dribble to the basket, and they are forcing you to foul, or they're getting the easy shot.
That was the third personal on Alan Henderson. 102-88 now. Magic back to a 14-point lead. 8 minutes in the game.
The funny thing about this year, it was 2-2 in this series. All 4 games were decided by 12 or more points.
Alan Henderson with the jam. Good feed on the pick and roll.
Now that was pretty.
That was pretty. I'm with you on it. 12 points by Orlando. 7:50 to go. Hawks needing defensive stops here. Orlando with 102 points already in almost 8 minutes left. So you're looking at giving up a ton of points.
That was a score knowing his strength. He had Henderson on him. He knew that he could take him. Now, do you force a 3 or you take him strong to the basket? He ends up with a beautiful shot.
Steve Smith against Anthony Bowie. Ought to get something out of this. Gets a foul on Bowie. No basket. Along with Kevin Kiley and Hubie Brown, Bob Neal from the Arena Eastern semifinal game 1. Orlando, the defending Eastern Conference champions, have led all the way in this ball game, 104-90 with 7:17 to go. Deal with 39.
That's a ton of time, and already they have 104.
Reggie Jordan lost the dribble there, which caused that ball to get turned over, and Orlando turns it right back.
Nick Anderson was fouled. He's very upset. He thought that he was grabbed on his right arm that time. By the way, what a half he has had. He's Mr. Everything in this half.
Yeah, not only 17 points in the game, but defense that you've been pointing out.
And then he has created so many opportunities for the Magic.
Unselfish. Nick Anderson, University of Illinois. Simeon High School, Chicago. (104-90), 6:53 to go. Here's the defending Eastern Conference champion Orlando Magic trying to defend here in the semifinals. First period, Shaquille O'Neal gave notice that Christian Laettner cannot play him one-on-one. Join a very, very non-exclusive club. Laettner got 2 quick fouls. Shaq had 11 in the period. Second period, Mookie Blaylock came alive. 9 of his 18 that he's holding now. Mookie scores in the second period. Horace Grant goes into his 4th consecutive double-double of the playoffs with that jam. 8 in the period, 14 in the game, and there's the scoring right up to date with 6:53 to go.
You have to be impressed with the 30-plus in the second quarter as well as the third quarter.
Trying to get it to Rooks inside. Pretty good offensive player, double clutch. Shaquille picks up the personal foul. Has 2 now inside the NBA. Vince Cellini and Rick Mahorn right after this telecast.
I like going into Rooks. He has a very nice shot. He played 2 years at Dallas, a year and a half in Minnesota, and then finished up the half a season here in Atlanta. His career, he averages right at 11 points and 7 rebounds a game.
Started a bunch at Dallas on that team that was not obviously a very good team, but it got him some much needed playing time.
Well, he's going to fit in perfectly here. This gives them a nice group of guys to alternate. When you think Long and Henderson at power forward, Laettner and Rooks here. They'll go to training camp next year and start from scratch. And, you know, all of a sudden you add a first round. No, that's right. They do not have a first round.
That's right. Thank you very much.
That's right. They gave Willison that first up for Smith and Long.
Still probably pretty good deals by the Hawks.
Yes. Oh, no, come on. That was a very good deal. Mainly because this is the style of basketball that Lenny Wilkens wants to coach.
11 on the shot clock, 6:30 in the game, 13-point Orlando lead. Anfernee Hardaway, played by Reggie Jordan. Remember, Craig Elo not able to play in this game for Atlanta due to the migraine headaches. That triple for Anfernee Hardaway, who has 29 to go with Shaq's 39.
So now you change and you say, you know what, no more one-on-ones. You know, every time you change up and you double team him quick, they kick the ball back out because he's so unselfish. Boom, 3 in your face.
Dennis Scott's been quiet tonight because they haven't needed. Athletic move by Sean Rooks. I like the potential that you see in Rooks. His footwork looks good here.
Yeah, well, you know, they're working with him. They have some good inside people down there teaching. Dick Helm, for one. And they think that they really have a little diamond in the rough here right now. All they're asking him to be is a solid contributor.
Shaquille O'Neal is fouled but missed the shot, so he'll go back to the line. 5:41 to go in the game.
You know, you look at the big fella, you look at his season. For the 4th straight year, he is in the top 10 in 4 categories. No other player has that statement next to his name. He was 3rd in scoring, 6th in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and 3rd in field goal percentage. No other player during the 4-year period is in the top 10 in 4 categories. That's a monster statement. Everybody keeps saying, they keep nitpicking about him about the foul line. I mean, but look at all of the other things, plus the fact he's improved his game with his back to the basket tremendously since he came out of college.
It's kind of like saying Superman, yeah, but he's got a wrinkle in the cape, you know? It's kind of like that. Stacey Augmon has his playoff career high with 21 points. And to Smith, posted against Nick Anderson, open man, Leitner. Leitner's been hesitant tonight. 6 to shoot.
Leitner's the type of player who's always looking for more of an advantage.
Alan Henderson kept alive by Augmon, controlled by Royal. Hawks look intimidated in the paint for good reason.
Well, in the second half, Bob, I think we have seen better rotating by Orlando, quicker rotating, and then cutting down, getting deep.
Look out, Hardaway to O'Neal. That's a new playoff high for Shaquille of 41 points. Steve Smith struggled all night long trying to post Brian Shaw.
Nice.
And one.
You have to look at this, though. You're Atlanta. You know what your problem is. The posting up of O'Neal, just like right here. That time, Leitner lost contact with him. As soon as you do that, he reverses and takes you right to the front of the rim. Now, the posting up of the young man here with the 41 points, and then also the Hardaway posting up has just broken your defense down. It'll be interesting to see what happens in game 2.
Shaquille O'Neal getting the rest. Grant will be the center defensively for Orlando. Grant Long hasn't had much play here in the 4th period with 4:33 to go. Hadn't had much play in the second half. Hardaway taking Blaylock. 31 for Penny.
I just bring up that point. Once again, a direct pass in. Blaylock's behind him. If I catch it and I make my move quickly, there's nothing you can do about this. I'll take the jump shot over him, or I'll take the baby hook.
Blaylock for 3. Augmon gets the loose ball. 4:03 to go. Well, as we all know, the playoff series are a series of adjustments.
Absolutely.
And a lot more opportunity, of course, in the 7-game series. Going down 1-0 or 2-0 is not quite as devastating when you know you've got 7. So the Friday night game will be interesting.
See, right there, you could see Penny Hardaway made his move before Smith could get there on the double team. So Atlanta's going to go home. They're going to take the tapes, break them down, look at their rotations, figure out a different way of coming on the rotations, and also maybe going a lot quicker and force them to beat you with 3s rather than allow the big fella, because he proved it tonight. He's taking it to the hole. Well, and so is Hardaway.
They probably won't, but they might miss the 3s. The chances of Shaquille missing those dunks are slim.
No, absolutely.
11 free throws tonight for Stacey. He's hit 9 of those 11 attempts and had 23. I told you that's his playoff high. He leads all Hawks scorers. But that's not good news. That's not what the Hawks want.
You still have plenty of time here, and you look up there in spite of everything, and you're only 13 down.
Hawks need the stop, and the shot clock's gonna. That's a stop. 24-second long clock goes on, and Grant Long is back into the ball game for this final 3:34. And you made a good point. Hawks hit a 2 here, and they're down 11. A 3, they're down 10.
Anything can happen right now, mainly because we said they're good at forcing turnovers. you say, well, you know, Orlando looks very comfortable right now. You're absolutely right, and they can waste some time. The big thing right now is that you're the Hawks. You don't want to go away. You still want to prove that you can make a run at them, even if you only lose by 6 or 5. It's better than losing by double figures.
Horace Grant with the defensive play down on the post. Knocked the ball out of bounds, though. 7 seconds for the Hawks to inbound. Had to get the boom boy out of the way. Long three rims out for Steve Smith. That's symbolic of his game. Only 4 of 13 tonight.
Well, the Hawks were able to defeat them twice there in a year. 6 times in the last 3 years, 6 and 6, because of their perimeter three-point shooting. Unfortunately, tonight, bad night.
Dennis Scott misses, but is fouled by Grant Long. Until he came back in the game about a minute ago, Grant Long only played 23 minutes tonight, 9 points. He has not been as big a factor as we thought he would be.
Well, once they got behind in this second half, Lenny has gone with a different type of a lineup.
How about this, Hubie? The Orlando's Fab Five, that starting five, scored all 111 points. The only man not in double figures is Dennis Scott, who just wasn't needed for his threes tonight. But otherwise, you got 14 from Grant, 41 from Shaq, 31 Penny, 19 from Anderson. What do you say?
Well, no, they're just awesome here this evening. And yet, you know, Atlanta's not getting blown away. Their effort has been terrific. They're making a lot of things happen. Unfortunately for them, they need a big night from Smith as well as Mookie Blaylock if they're going to win, because that means your perimeter game is going, and when he's posting up down inside, you can see they're running 2 guys at him. He's getting good shots, though. The ball has just not gone in the basket.
As Donald Royal takes the free throws here at 111-98, 2:54 to go. Brian Hill told us that today that one of the things they wanted to do defensively against Atlanta is stop the middle drive and the kick out. And for the most part, that's been very effective.
Yes, they've been able to do that. And the only guy that they would double team down inside would be Steve Smith, and they've done that.
(112-98), 2:51 to go. Christian Laettner will be getting back in the game momentarily. Long now has 11 points.
Now that was by design. That's the second time they've done that play, and it's opened up at the top of the circle for a wide open jump shot.
Magic by 12, 2.5 to go. Nick Anderson not getting it. Grant Long with the rebound. Hawks could cut it to 10 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Or better with the 3. Steve Smith gets it inside. That was a tough basket from Alan Henderson.
See, once again, Steve Smith had an easy look, but then, see, Alan Henderson is alive. You know, he really crashes. He's had 17 points and 7 rebounds in this game in limited minutes.
Hardaway backing in Blaylock. Not this time. Hawks can cut it to 8 with 1:46. This can get interesting. Ask Brian Hill if he thinks this one's in the bank.
The main thing here is they make the threes.
And here come, well, I thought that was going to be one from Grant Long. Henderson got the offensive board, but Nick Anderson just does one more big thing tonight. Draws the foul. Augmon got it.
Yeah, thank goodness for Stacey Augmon, because that was going to be a layup. What a beautiful defensive play by Nick Anderson. Henderson picks up his 8th rebound. He's going to lay it back up. He could have taken you down inside now. Now just watch this to the right of your screen. Henderson comes bouncing right in here now as he goes, but boom, there's the steal right there by Anderson. And then they foul at the other end, forcing Nick to make 2. It's not a bad idea because he is not a good foul shooter. Only 69% for the year.
And only 65 in the playoffs till tonight's game. He has 20, by the way, in the game, and Anderson is 3 of 5 from the line. It's back to 12.
Yeah, Nick has just made so many great plays happen in the second half for the Magic.
Always. Steve Smith trying to work on Dennis Scott. Inside, had to go to the handle. Horace Grant was there to change the shot.
That was a pretty move.
Smith, 4 of 15 tonight. Shaquille gives it to Horace.
He wants to, you know, this is how selfish Shaquille is. He's just trying to build the assist stats.
That was a terrific pass.
Steve Smith gets the offensive board. It's over for Atlanta for tonight. Hawks struggled, and even though it's hard, it'd be very difficult to quantify it, Craig Elo's absence tonight hurt Atlanta. He's played well off the bench for Atlanta against this team, and he was out with migraine headaches. And the Hawks are going to fall 0-1, surprising nobody, as Orlando at one time had 40 wins in a row here at home this year, you may recall. 37 seconds to go, 116-104. The next game's going to come up here on Friday night. UB9, Kevin will be back here to televise that for you. And by the way, Friday night is a big doubleheader on TNT. We've had so many big doubleheaders during the playoffs, but we have another one. And we'll start this game here in Orlando at 7 Eastern time, not 8. So we can get to the second half of the doubleheader out west. That'll start around 9:30.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal was a monster with the points, and on the offensive rebounding, it was just a fabulous show. He had 8 offensive boards, and then his passing was outstanding.
34 seconds to go. Steve Smith against Shaw. 27 to go. Well, Orlando, when you get the 1-2 punch of Hardaway and Shaquille, you've usually got a knockout. You add to that the excellent double-double from Horace Grant, and then the second half that's brought in here by Nick Anderson, and you get what you got. 117 to 104.
You're an Atlanta fan. When this game ends, you're only down 1-0.
Right.
Doesn't matter whether it's 1 point or you lost by 20 points. It's only one game. Now what you have to do, you just got to get it together that you play 4 perfect games. Now tonight it didn't work out. Leitner got in foul trouble early. Steve Smith couldn't get it going for you at any time during the course of the game. And then they were explosive. Now you've got to decide, how are you going to change? What little changes are you going to make? Well, it definitely has to be, Bob, at the defensive end of the floor, because you cannot allow Shaq to get that many shot attempts, as well as Hardaway to receive that many passes uncontested in the low post, and then before the double team gets there, he beats you offensively.
And those 2 players you just saw are going to have to find some answer for the man who was in the picture previously.
Yeah, but it's got to be a team effort. You know, they know that their height and weight overpowered with strength. It has to be 5 guys working together, a la what Seattle has.